Dennis Jr. here with Zager Guitars in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm with my father, Denny Sr. behind the barn. We're doing a guitar walk around on a very popular model of ours. This is the 38-inch Parlor Size Electric. This is the acoustic electric that has the built-in tuner as well. 38-inch size guitar. Again, we also have our 36-inch travel size. This is the 38-inch Parlor. I have a lot of customers asking, what should I get, the Parlor or the Travel? I want a smaller guitar, I don't know which one. 9 times out of 10, I pick the Parlor because it's only slightly larger than the Travel, but it has a much richer and deeper sound. If you look at the shape of the boxes between the two, you'll notice this one's a little bit wider, a little bit deeper, and you definitely hear that difference. It's much richer and deeper. I mean, for a small guitar, we have a lot of customers coming from the small Martins and the little Taylors, like the GS Mini, both wonderful guitars. But a lot of those guys are coming to this one because they say it's the same size, but it puts out a richer, deeper sound. And a lot of that also has to do with our bracing system. Again, this guitar has our custom bracing system down here in the face that actually gives a bit. It's very thin, and it serves two purposes. Because it's thin, it does give and it moves, and you want movement in the face if you want to produce a big sound. But the other big thing is, as far as playability, that helps a ton, because believe it or not, when you press down on strings on the fretboard, it actually gives just a little bit in the face down here. And that's what makes our guitars, when you hear customers say, oh my gosh, I don't have to press near as hard to form chords. It's about 50% less. That makes a world of difference. If you're a beginner player with no muscle in your fingers, that can make a huge difference. Our pros on stage, instead of playing a 1-hour set, they can go 2 hours, sometimes 2.5, 3 hours on our guitars, simply because you don't have to press as hard on the strings to form the chords. Other things on our guitars, naturally we have lower string heights. We especially go lower up towards the nut, but you'll see as you come down here towards the sound hole, we raise string height a little bit, and this is because it's easier for finger picking over the sound hole. And if you go too low of string height near the sound hole, you also lose tremendous amounts of sound quality. So it's kind of give and take there. You'll sometimes see producers say, oh, I like my strings super low down here. Well, in doing so, you really hurt sound quality, and you make it harder to finger pick down here too. So we try to build in both. But a lot of this has more, string height's only part of the equation. A lot of our design has to do, with our fret design, in that we use a softer fret material that doesn't bite into your fingers. Our frets are specially shaped. Our neck size and shape, I always tell everyone this is a 51-year neck design here, because we've refined it by sending our guitars to thousands of players globally now. This is the neck, that just seems to work, that feels comfortable in every player's hands. It just has a good natural feel to it. You notice it's very slim front to back, so you can get your hand around it easy. It actually makes your fingers feel a little bit longer, especially if you have shorter fingers on a guitar like this. You can get your hand around the neck easier and come down on the strings from a more perpendicular angle, which helps immensely when you're learning, or just for speed and accuracy if you're an advanced player. It makes a heck of a difference. Naturally, we have the basics covered in all our guitars, and a lot of these smaller guitars, you'll see manufacturers use lots of plastic and things like that, especially what I consider a sin, like a plastic saddle or a plastic nut. We only use real cowbone saddle, real cowbone nut. If you look at the tuners on our guitars, only the best. Grover tuners all the way around. All of our guitars have Grovers. My dad and I would have it no other way. And this guitar is the acoustic electric, meaning it has a Fishman, and we only use Fishman. If you do your research on guitar electronics, you'll see Fishman's pretty much the gold standard for electronics and guitars. We use a Fishman electronics package on this. It does have the built-in tuner on it too, so you can tune the guitar in a fraction of the time it uses, conventional systems, and it's very accurate. So it shows you exactly where you should be. And as a beginner player, and we hear this a lot, we have a lot of 40-year players buying our guitars, and it's amazing when you see some of these guys come in and they still don't have a good ear after all that, 4 decades of playing, and a lot of it's, they're just always playing out of tune. We always advocate brand new players, try to get a tuner with your guitar. If you don't get it built in, buy a separate tuner, because the more you use it, you're just basically training your ear to be in tune more often. And your playing is going to sound, a lot more professional if you're in tune. And these tuners really do make it easy, when you're tuning. And also, don't forget, down at the bottom here, you've got the plug where you plug this in. This is where you plug into your amp cable, your amp jack. This is also a battery right here, 9-volt battery. This just pops right out. We make it very easy to change your batteries. You'll notice some manufacturers, they put the batteries inside, so you have to de-string your guitar and reach your hand in there. We make it real simple. You can just pop this right out. A lot of our customers use rechargeable batteries. A lot of those guys on stage who use them a lot, but any old 9-volt will work. We put the strap pegs on all of our guitars, bottom and top. This has to be done in just the perfect location. Again, if it's not just right, when you're using a strap, the guitar then is hanging away from you, instead of tucked in close to your body. Can make a world of difference when performing. These are just some of the things that we build into all of our guitars because, well, I've been doing it, my dad's been doing it, and my grandfather's been doing it close to 100 years now. So, if that's what you're buying when you buy one of our guitars, is all of that research and development that we've gained over selling and building guitars for so long. And then my dad in performing for 50, 60 years and teaching for 50 years. He knows firsthand when he's teaching what he needs. A lot of times, over the years, he's always said he's had customers bring in guitars that even he couldn't play. Having the right guitar can make a world of difference. Most of the time, it can make the difference between you giving up or becoming an accomplished guitar player. So, lastly, one thing to remember with our guitars, we're the only guitar company in the world who does this. We have a 100% money-back guarantee. A lot of companies say 100% money-back guarantee, but they make you pay shipping both ways, or there's a restocking fee, or some added-on fee. We don't do any of that. If you try a guitar, you can try it in your home for a full month. If you don't like it, simply send us an email. We send a prepaid return label, and you can send it back free of charge, and we refund 100% of your money. So you can try one risk-free. I will say our return rate's under 1%. That's the only way that we can afford to do that, so that should just tell you a little bit more about our guitars and our customer satisfaction with them. So if you have any other questions, don't be afraid to call or email. I'm here 7 days a week, and my cousins are on the phone too. So if you have any other questions, you let us know. All right, take care, folks.